Hello everyone. So now in this video we are discussing the solutions of paper May June 2025 paper 4.2, the code 4.2 extended paper calculator based. Okay, let's start with the first question. Okay, a quadrilateral has the following properties. The diagonals are the only lines of symmetry. The diagonals are only the lines of symmetry, and there is a rotational symmetry of order 2. Write down the uh, mathematical name of this quadrilateral. So see, there are two diagonals which are line of symmetry. So here you can see it cannot be a rectangle because a rectangle, if this is a rectangle, it has 1, 2, which are not diagonal. These are lines of symmetry which are not diagonal. Okay. But when you talk about a rhombus, right? Rhombus, all the sides are equal and they are parallel. So this is, you can see this is a line of symmetry. And this is a line of symmetry, exactly same, correct? Why it cannot be a square? Because if you have a square, diagonals are the lines of symmetry plus these are also the lines of symmetry. But the question is asking you only diagonals are the lines of symmetry. That is why this is a rhombus. And this has two rotational symmetry. You can see if you rotate one or two times, you'll get the same figure. That is why this is rotational symmetry. So what is the answer for this? The rhombus. The answer will be rhombus. Okay. So this is how you can easily understand this. Okay. Now the next question is, the diagram shows the net of a solid. Write down the mathematical name of this. So you can see this is the net. If you just fold it basically, you will get a triangular prism because this is a triangle, so it will become like this and it will go like this. So this will become prism, which is a triangular prism. So you can write the answer. Triangular prism is the answer. Okay. So now let's take the next one. Mass of a box A and mass of box B is the ratio 4:7. Mass of box B is 2.4 kgs more than the mass of box A. Okay, find the masses. Okay, so let's say the mass of box A. Mass of box A is X. So what is mass of box B? This is 2.4 plus X. 2.44 kgs plus is more. So this is then this 2.4 plus X kgs. This is X kg. And the ratio of this mass, so what is the ratio of box? What is the mass? Ratio of mass A upon box mass B, that is 2.4 plus X. This is equal to 4 upon 7. This is the ratio which is given. So now you have to just solve this equation. Okay. So you can see multiply both sides with 7, multiply both sides with 4. So you can say I can just cross multiply. This is 7x and this is 4 multiplied with 2.4 plus x. Or you can say this is 7x equal to 4 into 2.4 plus 4 multiplied with x. Just solving this equation. So you can see if I subtract 4x and 7x, this will become 3x. And this is 4 multiplied with 2.4. So what is x? 4 multiplied with 2.4, dividing both sides by 3. Correct? So what is this? This is 4 multiplied with 2.4 divided by 3 is, you can say this is 0.8. Right? Because 8 into 3 is 24.8. So what is this? This is 3.2. That is the answer. So x is 3.2. So what is the mass of x? Well, that is box A, 3.2 kgs. And what is the mass of B? That is 2.4 plus 3.2, which is 5.6 kgs. So let's see the answer. This is 5.6 and 3.2. Okay. 5.6 and 3.2 kgs is the correct answer. Okay. Now let's move the next question. This is area of a trapezium. You have to find the area of trapezium here, which is, what is the area of a trapezium? Area is equal to half sum of parallel sides. You can see what are the sum of parallel sides? This is 10 plus 12, and the distance between the parallel sides, you can see this is 8. So this is 8. So what is this? This is 1 by 2 into 22 into 8. So this is, you can see this is equal to 4. So 88 is the answer. 88 centimeter square is the answer for this. So this is again pretty easy, simple formula question. Next question. Spot. changes $300 into pounds, okay, and exchange rate is pound 1 is equal to dollar 1.2. What is the amount Scott receives in pounds? Okay, so you can see dollar, he has $300, and $1 is equal to, you can see this is the rate given is 1 pound is equal to dollar 1.20. So you can see what is $1. This is, I can divide by 1.20. This is 1 upon 1.20 pound. I hope this is clear. This is $1.2 is 1 pound. So what is $1? 1 divided by 1.2. So I can just check what is this value. This is 1 divided by 1.2, which is 0.83. So $1 is basically 0.83 pound. Okay. Now the question is, how many dollars he has? 300. So $300 will be equal to 300 multiplied with 0.83. So what is this? Just multiplied with this 300. So which is equal to, we can say this is 250 pound. Okay. So this is the answer for this. That is 250 pound. So let's see the answer. That is the correct answer. 250. That is the answer for this question. Again, a simple question. Next question. The volume, the solid wooden cone has base radius and height. Density of this is given. Then find the mass. So you can see for finding the mass, we know density is given. So you just need to find the volume. So what is the volume of a cone? Volume of a cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h, where h is the height and r is the radius. So what is this? This is 1 by 3 pi r square. What is r? That is 4 centimeters. So this is 16. And what is the height? Height is 12. So what is this? This is, you can say, this is cancelled. 4, 64 pi centimeter cube is the volume. That is the volume. Okay. Now, what is the density? Density is given to you. You have to write the mass. So what is density? This is mass upon volume. So what is the mass? Mass is equal to density into volume. So what is density? Density is 0.74. And what is the volume? Volume is 64 pi. So what is this? Now you can just calculate the 0.74 multiplied with 64 multiplied with 9, which is 148.79 grams. So what is the mass? This is 148.79, or you can say this is 148.8 grams. Okay, right? That is the answer. You can easily solve. Okay. Next one. Rearrange the formula to make m the subject. So you have to just rearrange this to get m the subject. So just remove this c. So subtract c from both sides. This is y minus c is equal to mx. Now you have to make m the subject. So you will divide both sides with x now. So this is y minus c divided by x equal to m. So what is the answer? M is equal to y minus c upon x. That is the answer. Okay. Calculate this value. You can just put the value in the calculator. You will find. I'll just give you the answer for this. This is 5.2. 5.02. This is 5.02. That you can use the calculator and check. Okay. Next one. Solve the simultaneous equation and show the working. So here you can see you can use elimination or substitution. Anything is fine. So what you can do is, here this is y. So I can make it 3y because this is already 3y given to you. So what you can do is, I can multiply this equation with 3. So this will become 9w plus 3y equal to 33. Correct? For elimination, what you can do is you make any two terms same, either x term same or y term same. Okay. And here this is 2w minus 3y equal to 11. So what I have done is I have just multiplied this equation with 3. Now you can clearly see if I add these two, If you add these two, 3y will cancel off. So what is this? This is 11w equal to 44. This 3y and 3y will cancel because where we are adding this. So what is w? This is 44 by 11, which is 4. So what is the answer? W is equal to 4. Now how will you get the value of y? You put this w in any of the equations. So you can see if I put this w in this equation, this is 3 into 4 plus y equal to 11. Correct? So what is y? This is 12 plus y equal to 11. So you can clearly see y is equal to minus. So what is the answer? This is 4 and minus 1. For elimination, just make two coefficients same, x term or y term, not the variables term same, and then accordingly add or subtract. Okay. So what is the answer? 4 and minus 1 is the answer for this question. Okay. Next question. A group of 12 adults and 9 children travel on a bus. The cost of adult ticket is n, $n, and cost of child ticket is n minus 2, 10. The total cost is this. Find the cost of one adult. So basically, you have to find the value of n, one adult. So what is the total cost of the tickets? 12 adults, and each adult price, the cost of ticket is $n. So this is the total cost of tickets for adults plus what is the cost of tickets for children. So there are 9 children, and the cost of each ticket is 9 n minus 10. So this is the total amount which is need to be paid, total cost, which is equal to $277.50. So now you have to just solve this linear equation. You can see this is 12n plus 9n. I'll just open this minus 90 equal to 277.50. So now what is this? 12n plus 9n. This is 21n. And if I add 90 on both sides, 277.50 plus this will become 90. So what is this? This is 21n is equal to, you can say this is 367.50. Okay. So this is, what is n? 367.50 divided by 21. So let's see what is this value. 367.5 divided by 21. So what is this? N is equal to 17.5. So what is the price of what is the cost of adult tickets? This is equal to $17.5. $17.5. So let's check the answer. This is $17.5 is the correct answer. I hope this is easy. This is clear. In a sale, the original price of a shirt is reduced by 15%. The sale price of the shirt is this. What is the original price? So this is original price, and this is the final price. Okay. This is decreased by 15%. And the final price, the sale price is equal to $23.63. This is the final price or the sale price. What is the original price? So now see, if the original price is this, oh, let's say X, original price is X. This is original price. Okay. It is reduced by 15%. So what is the final price? So that is, we are reducing X by 15%. So you can see what is the final price, that is multiplier. What is the, if we are decreasing by 15%, what is the multiplier? Multiplier. This is 1 minus 0.15, which is 0.75. Oh, sorry, 85. I hope this is clear. 100% minus 15%, which is 55%, which is 0.85. So 0.85 multiplied with X, that is the final price, correct, which is equal to 23.63. Original price reduced by 15%. So what is the final price? This, right? So what is X? This is 23.63 divided by 0.85. So what is the answer? This is 23.63 divided by 0.85, which is 27.8. So what is the original price? This is $27.8. So what is the original price? This is $27.8. So let's see what is the correct answer. Yes, 27.8 is the correct answer. Okay. Now, the next question. The length of a rectangle is 16 centimeter, correct to nearest centimeter. Okay. And width is 14 centimeter, correct to nearest centimeter. Find the lower bound of the perimeter. What is the perimeter? This is 2 times length plus breadth, correct? Now, you have to find the lower bound. So, if you have to find the lower bound of this is 2 times, you can say this is lower bound of length plus lower bound of breadth. That is how width, you can say L plus, let's write W. They are using width, so let's write W. Okay. So we will write the lower bound of width also. Correct. Now, what is the lower bound of each? Basically, this is 2 times. What is the lower bound of length? So this is correct to nearest centimeter. So this is what is the lower bound? 16 minus 0.5. I hope this is clear. Correct. 1 by 2. Subtract. Okay. What is the lower bound of width? This is again correct to nearest centimeter. So this is 14 minus 0.5. So this is, you can see this is 2 times 15.5 plus 13.5. So this, you can say this is equal to 2 times 28, 29. Right? So this is 58. So what is the answer? 58 centimeter is the lower bound. So what is the answer? This is 58 is the lower bound of this. Okay. So this is again easy how to write the lower bound and upper bound. Okay. Next question on similarity. The triangle ABC and triangle PQ are mathematically similar. Calculate the length of PR. You have to calculate the length of PR. If two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in proportion. So now you see AB. I can say AB upon PQ. These are the corresponding sides. You can see this and this because these two angles are equal. So these are the corresponding sides, opposite sides. Okay. Now these two are corresponding sides because these two are equal. So these are the corresponding sides. So what is this? AC. Okay, just write the values mean. And we know the value. This is 9 upon. What is the corresponding length? This is 6. Is equal to AC, which is 12 upon PR. I hope this is clear. Corresponding sides are in proportion, similarity property. So what is PR? You can say this is PR is equal to, just cross multiply here. This is 12 into 6 divided by 9. Right? So this is, you can see 72 by 9, which is 8. So what is the answer? PR is equal to 8 centimeter. PR is equal to 8 centimeter. Correct answer. Okay. Now the next one. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR are the cross sections of two prisms. They are mathematically similar. The volume of the smaller prism is 1120. Calculate the volume of the larger prism. Okay. So these are the cross sections. You can see the question is find the volume of the larger prism. Okay. So you can just see here if we have to write the volume. So basically volume of the smaller prism, volume of the smaller prism. This is the volume of larger prism upon volume of the smaller prism. They are similar. That means the ratio of those two will be the scale factor. Scale factor Q. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, what is the volume of the smaller? That is 1120. Okay. We have to find the volume of the larger prism. That is VI. That is volume of the larger. Now, what is the scale factor? You can see what are the corresponding sides. You can say this is 9 up 6, 12 or something. So I can say this is 9 upon 6 only. So this is 9 divided by 6 cube. So what is the volume? What is the volume of the larger prism? You can say this is 1120 into 9 by 6 cube. That is the scale factor cube. So what is this? This is 9 divided by 6, 1.5 cube. That is into 3.375 multiplied with 1120, which is 3780 centimeter cube. Centimeter cube. This is the volume of the larger pyramid. I hope this is clear. What we have done is we have just taken the scale factor. What is the scale factor? Scale factor is k cube. That is corresponding sides. If you divide by corresponding sides, that will be the scale factor. And why we are taking cube? Because we are talking about the volume. Okay, so that is the answer. So let's check. This is the correct answer. 3780 is the correct answer for this question. I hope this is also clear. Okay. Next question. Factorize this. So this is just grouping. How to group the you can say numbers or expressions. That is what you have to understand in this. So here you can see if I take these two terms, what is common from this? This 5 is common. This is x minus 2. Correct? Here you can see a is common. If I take minus a, this is because it will become then x and then this will become minus 2. You can clearly see negative 2 into negative a will become plus 2a. This is negative. So what is common from this? This is x minus 2 is common. So what is left? 5 minus a. So that is the answer for this question. Okay, you can easily factorize like this. Okay. The interior angles of a regular polygon is this. Find the number of sides. If interior angle of the polygon is 172. What is the exterior angle? Exterior angle. This is equal to 180 minus 170, which is 8 degree. Correct? 8 degree. Now, this is a regular polygon. So, all the exterior angles will be 8. And we know the sum of all the exterior angles of a polygon is 360 degree. So, what is the number of sides? Number of sides will be equal to total there are n sides, let's say. So, all the exterior angles are same. So, what is the number of sides? This is 360 degree divided by, I hope this is clear. Why this is so? Because each angle, exterior angle is 8. So how many sides are there? This is 360 degree because the total sum will be 360 degree. Divided by 8. So what is this? This is 360 divided by 8, which is equal to 45. So there are 45 number of sides in this polygon. So what is the answer? 45 is the answer for this. So that is the correct answer for this. Okay. When you find the number of sides, it's always easier to use the exterior angle. I can solve this question by interior angles also, but the calculation wise, it will be easy. Okay. Because the sum of all the angles is 360. On any day, the probability that weather will be sunny is 0.7. Find the probability that on any day the weather will not be sunny. So what is the probability that the weather is not sunny? This is 1 minus probability the weather is sunny. Right? This is weather is sunny. That is complement. Okay, which is 1 minus 0.7. So what is the answer? This is 0.3. This part is pretty easy. 0.3. Okay. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. And when the weather is not sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.2. Find the probability that only on any day Rohit goes for a walk. Okay. So now see, there are two possibilities whether the weather is sunny or it's not sunny. Weather is sunny and weather is not sunny. Correct? Now, if the weather is sunny, Rohit may go for walk and do not does not go for walk. Okay, does not go for walk. Okay, or like this also, even if the weather is not sunny also, then there is a probability of going for a walk and does not go for a walk. Does not go for walk. This is I'm just trying to draw the tree diagram. Now see, let's read the question. When the weather is sunny, okay, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. So this is 0.9. When the weather is sunny, what is the probability that that this is 0.9, correct? Goes for a walk. When the weather is not sunny, probability that Rohit goes for a walk, then not sunny, Rohit goes for a walk is 0.2. That is, this is 0.2. This branch has probability 0.2. I hope this is clear. What is the probability here? This is 0.1 because the total probability has to be 1, right? If the weather is sunny, Rohit goes for a walk, does not go for it. So if the probability is zero point 0.9, the does not go probability is 0.1, 1 minus 0.9. Same logic, this is 0.8 here. Now, what is the probability that the weather is sunny? What is the probability the weather is sunny? This is 0.7. And what is the probability that the weather is not sunny? This is 0.3. Okay. Now let's do the question. This is the tree diagram. Now let's see what is the question. Probability that on any day Rohit goes for a walk. Rohit goes for a walk. That means they have to find this and this. So what is the probability? You can see the weather is sunny. Weather is sunny. That is 0.7. And if weather is sunny, Rohit goes for a walk. What is the probability? This is 0.9 plus this case. Weather is not sunny. That is 0.3 multiplied with what is the probability that this Rohit goes for a walk? This is 0.2. So that is this is 0.63. And what is this? This is 0.06. So what is this? This is 0.69. What is the answer for this? 0.69. So let's see. 0.69 is the answer. Yes, that is the correct answer. I hope this is clear. So it's always advisable to draw if you have a question where we have multiple things happening. So you can draw when this tree diagram and accordingly solve the question. Okay. Now the next question. Now on the interest calculation, Alex invest dollar 400 at a rate of 2.3 per year percent per year in a simple interest. Okay. Find the total amount he will get after 5 years. So what is the final amount? Final amount that will be equal to original amount, that is original principal amount plus simple interest plus whatever interest he is getting. Okay. So what is the original amount? This is $400. And what is the simple interest? This is PRT, that is principal interest, principal amount, rate of interest, time upon 100. So this is 400 plus what is the principal amount? This is $400. The rate of interest is 2.3. And what is the time? This is 5 divided by 100. Okay. So just calculate this. This is 400 into, you can just cancel this 2. This is 4 into 2.3 into 5. Correct. So this is 46. 23 into 2, 46. This is 400 plus 46. Correct. 46. So that what is the answer? $446 is the answer for this question. So let's check. This is 446 is the correct answer for this. Okay? Now the next part. Virat has $100 to spend. In Feb, he spends X amount, X dollars. In March, he spends 10% more than he spends in Feb. And in April, he spends 10% more than what he spends in March. So basically, every year, 10% is increasing from the previous year. So this is kind of exponential increase, kind of compound interest, compound calculation. Okay. At the end of April, Virat has $33.8 remaining point the value. Basically, what you can understand is initially he spent, let's say in Feb he spends X. So in March he will spend 1.1x. Why 1.1x? Because it is 10% increase. 10% increase is 110. 100 plus 10%, that's 110, which is 110 is basically 1.1, right? In terms of multiplier. And in next, like in the April, he spends this is 10% increase, correct? So again he is increasing 10%. So we will multiply 1.1 with 1.1x. So what is the total amount spent? This is x plus 1.1x plus 1.1 square x. This is the total amount spent, which is equal to what is initially he had $100 and he spent 33.8. No, sorry, he has $33.8 remaining. So what is the amount he spent? 100 minus 33.8. Or you can directly say this also, that is one, you can say if using the exponential formula, that compound interest formula also you can use. Otherwise, this is the easiest way to understand this. Okay. So this is, you can see, what is this? This is x 1.1x, and what is this? This is 121, that is 2, 1.21, 1.21x equal to this, which is, I'll just check the calculations. This is 100 minus 33.8, which is 66.2. Okay, and this is 1.21 plus 1.1 plus 1. This is 3.31x. So this is giving you 3.31x. We'll add this. This is equal to 66.2. So what is x? This is 66.2 divided by 3.31. You can clearly see this is 66.2 divided by 3.31, which is 20. So what is the value of x? X is equal to 20. X is equal to 20 is the correct answer. I hope you understood this. Otherwise, we can say in 2 years. Basically, I can say what is the final amount. This is original amount. Original amount is x, and every time it is increasing by 10% for 2 years, two time period. You can say for 2 months, and this is the expression as this. Okay, so you'll get the same answer, and this is equal to 66.2. That way also you can solve this. If you understand this is why this is compounding, okay? Or otherwise, this is how you can solve this question, okay? I hope this is clear. Now, let's move to the next one. Bobby invests $500 in an account that pays compound interest each year. At the end of 17 years, the value of the investment is this. Find the value of the investment at the end of 20 years. Okay. So, if we don't know the rate of interest here. So first we need to calculate the rate of interest. So they have given that final amount, the value of the investment is this after 17 years. So what is this? This is final amount, initial amount, 1 plus rate of interest raised to time, that is n. That's the 10, right? So what is the final amount? This is 700.13. And what is the initial amount? This is 500. 1 plus r upon 100. And for the time period, what is the time? That is 17 years. Correct? So now using this, I can calculate r. So let's calculate this. This is 700.13 divided by 500 equal to 1 plus r upon 100 raised to 17. Now I will remove the 17. I'll bring this to this side. So this will become 700.13 divided by 500 raised to 1 by 17 is equal to 1 plus r upon 100. Correct? Now we need to remove this 1 also. So I'll subtract 1 from both sides. So this will become minus 1 equal to r upon 100. So now let's calculate this. So what is this? This is 700.13 divided by 500, which is this minus, sorry, this is raised to 1 by 17. 700.13 divided by 500, and this raised to 1 by 17, which is 1.02. 1.02, and subtracted minus 1, this becomes 0.02 r upon 100. So basically r will become 0.2 into 100, which is 2%. Basically rate of interest is 2%. I hope this is clear. Correct? This is the calculation you can understand. Now what is the investment amount after 20 years? So what is the final value after 20 years? So initial amount is 500, and this is 1 plus what is the rate of interest? We got 2%, so that is 2, and after 20 years, that is this. So what is this value? 500 into 1 plus 0.02. So basically this is 1.02 raised to 20. So what is the answer? This is 1.02 raised to 20 plus 5 into multiplied with 500, which is 742.9, basically $743. So that is the answer, $743, or 742 point, basically 742 point, you can say 97 or $97. Okay, no need to round up because they are not asking you to round up the value. Okay? So 742.97 is the correct answer for this question. Okay, now the question on geometry. So this is the question on circles property. You can see here ABCD lie on a cyclic on a circle. Find the value of x, y. Then basically you have to just find x, y, and z. Okay, so let's see. First thing you can easily see, I can easily find x because in this triangle all the angles are given. In this triangle all the angles are given. So I can easily say what is x? This x. This is 180 sum of all the angles minus 125 minus 26. I hope this is clear. Sum of all the angles should be 180. So this is 180 minus 125 minus 26, which is 29. So what is x? X is 29. So what is the answer first? That is 29. Okay. Second, let's find other value. So we got x is equal to 29. Okay. So now let's see what is y. So here you can clearly see if you take this chord AB or you can take this arc AB, they are subtending what is the angle here. So 52 at the circumference, I just remove everything. You can see here, this is the chord AB which is subtending angle 52 degree at this arc, and the same angle will be subtended, right? Angle in same segment, on the same segment angles are equal. So this angle and this angle will be equal. So y is equal to 52 degree. So what is y? This is 52. This is also done. This is 52. Okay. Now what is remaining? Z. You have to find z. Okay. So for z, what we can do is, okay. So for z, so what is remaining? Z. So how can you find z? So what you can take is, you can take, okay, this is not the circumference. Oh, this is y, and for z, okay, what you can do is you can find this angle. You can easily find this angle by using cyclic quadrilateral. So this is done. So we know this angle. This is 29 degrees. So see here, this is 29 degree. So if you take this triangle, what you can do is you can take this triangle. Correct? So I can easily find this angle. How can you find this angle? Because you can see this angle. We know this total angle. This is 29. So I can easily find this. So what is this? This angle. This is, you can see this is 100 minus this and this. So this is, I can say 180. So not 100, 180. Total sum is 180 minus 26 minus 52 minus 29. So what is this angle? This is 73 degree. I hope this is clear. Why this is 73 degree? This is a triangle. Sum of all the angles is 180. Now, if you just observe this, if you take this, I'll just show you this quadrilateral, this quadrilateral. Now, this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now, if this is cyclic quadrilateral, this angle plus this angle has to be 180 degree. So, what is the final answer? You can see this is 180 minus 73, which is equal to 107. So this is 107. So what is the answer? This is 107. So this is 29, 52 and 107. So let's check this 29, 52 and 107 is correct answer. Okay. Now the next question. Here the question says f of x function. The question is function. Find f of minus 3. You can clearly see f of minus 3 will be equal to, just put minus 3 here. This is minus 3 plus 1. which is -2. So this is the answer, -2. The domain of gx, this is the domain of the gx function. Domain of gx is -302. That means the x values contain -302. Find the range of this. So for range, what is the value? G -3, that is the value at -3, the value at 0, and the value at 2. This is the range of this function. Okay. So what is, if I put x equal to -2 here, you can see, sorry, -3 here. This is 5 minus 2 into -3. That is G -3. So you can clearly see this is 6 plus 6, 11. So what is this? This is 11. G0, you can see, if I put 0, this will become 5. If I put 2 here, this is 5 minus 2 into 2, which is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So what is the answer? This is 11, 5, 1. That is the answer for the second. Now find x when hx is equal to 1 by 32. So what is hx? Hx is 2 raised to x. This is 1 by 32. And we can easily write 2 raised to x is equal to, what is 32? 2 raised to 5. So this is 1 by 2 raised to 5, which is, you can say 2 raised to x is equal to 2 raised to minus 5, reciprocal, correct? So what is x? If I compare, x will be equal to -5. So what is the answer? -5. Okay. And the last part, when x, find x when h inverse x is equal to 3. Now this is function hx. I want to write h inverse x should be equal to 3. So remember this, h inverse x equal to 3 effectively means h3 will be equal to x. Okay. So now what is h3? That is, this is, if I put x equal to 3 here, so that is, this will be 2 raised to 3. This is equal to x. So what is the answer? X will be equal to 8. This is the easiest way to solve this type of questions. Okay. This is 8. So that is the answer for this. So let's see the answers. You can see 11, 5, 1, -2, -5, and this is 8. That is the correct answer. Okay. Let's move to the next one. So now the next question is, here we have the diagram showing the quadrilateral ABCD. CD and everything is given to you. Angle DAB is 90 degree. This DBA is 90 degree. Angle CDB is 56 and 34. Calculate the length of AB. First thing is you have to calculate the length of AB. So this one is pretty easy because in triangle ABD, this is a right angle triangle, and in right angle triangle I can apply this is adjacent side and this is opposite side. So I can apply tan 34 degree. Tan 34 degree is equal to opposite side, that is AB, upon adjacent side, which is equal to 12. So what is AB? AB is equal to 12 into tan 34 degree, which you can calculate using the calculator, and you will find this is 12 multiplied by tan 34 degree, which is equal to 8.09 centimeters. This is meters. Okay. This is meters. So this is the first part. So let's check the answer also. This is 8.09, right? The next part of this question, calculate the area of quadrilateral ABCD. Quadrilateral ABCD. Now, how will you calculate the area of this quadrilateral? So let's solve this here only. So now see, in this triangle, in this quadrilateral, I can divide this quadrilateral into two triangles. Yes or no? And I can add the area of this. Now, what is the area of this triangle? You can see area of triangle ABD. This is the right angle triangle. And we have already got from the first part, this length is 8.09 meters. So what is the area of this triangle? This is area will be equal to half base into height. This is 8.09 plus area of this triangle. Now, how will you get the area of this triangle? We know in this triangle, two sides are known to you. These are the two sides, and angle between them is 56 degree. So this is half multiplication of these two sides and sine of angle between them. What is the angle between them? This is 56 degree. Okay. So now you can just check this value. This is 6 into 8.09 plus this is 60 multiplied with sine 56 degree. 56, which is equal to 98 point. This is 98.28 meter square. That is the area of this quadrilateral. So this is the answer for the second part, that is B part. 98.28, which is 98.28 28, that is 98.3 also you can write the answer. Okay. So this is also done. Now the next part, calculate the shortest distance of B from B to the line AD. Shortest distance from B to line AD. B to AD. So this is B to AD. That is this. So you can see in this triangle, if you write the shortest distance of B from the line AD, that is this is perpendicular distance, you have to find this. Okay. So now you have to find this length. Let's say this is BP. You have to find BP, the perpendicular distance. That is called the shortest distance. Now, how to find this? So you can see in this triangle. Again, this is a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle, right? Now, if you have to calculate BP, so again you see in this is this is hypotenuse, and this is opposite side. So I can apply sine 34 degree. This is equal to, this is opposite of this is BP, and what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 12. So what is the length of BP? This is equal to 12 sine 34 degree. What is the answer? This is 12 sine 34, which is equal to 6.71. 6.71 meter. So this is the answer for the third part. I hope this is clear. This is the answer. Let's check the answer. This is the question was, yeah, calculate the distance of B from AD. So this is the length of B from AD, which is equal to 6.71. So what is the answer? This is shortest distance from B to line AD. From B to line AD, that is this distance. You have to find this distance. So this is sine 34 is equal to opposite, which is this, and hypotenuse is 12. So this is 6.71. So this is the correct answer. You can see this is 6.7. This is the correct answer. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So this is done. Okay. So this is the correct answer. This is the length C. Okay. This part is done. Now the next part is, what is simplify this? So this one is easy. This is 15. The powers on this t will add t raised to 8 bit exponent properties. Okay. Now this is, you can say 64 raised to 5 by 6, and this is u raised to 36 raised to 5 by 6. If you have a into b raised to m, this is a raised to m into b raised to m. That is the property of the exponents, right? So now, what is 64 raised to 5 by 6? This is sixth root of 64, okay, raised to 5. And what is this? This is sixth root of u raised to 36 raised to 5. So what is sixth root of 64? You can see this is 2 multiplied with 2 raised to 6 is 64. So this is 2 raised to 5 multiplied with, this is u raised to 6. U raised to 6 raised to 5. So what is this? 2 raised to 5 is 32, and this is u raised to 32. U raised to 30. That is the answer. Or you can just simply write like this. You know this. So I can just cancel this. This is 6. And this is 2 raised to, this is, I can say, see, I can do like this also. Method 2 can be, this is 2 raised to 6 raised to 5 upon 6 multiplied with u raised to 36 raised to 5 upon 6. So this 6 and 6 cancels, and this 36 cancels. So this is 2 raised to 5, and this is u raised to 5 into 6, which is 30. So which is 32 u raised to 30. That is the answer for this. So this is the answer. That is 32 u raised to 30. Okay. So now let's move to the next question. So here we have the question on Venn diagram. So The diagram is shown to you. The number, this is the universal set of number of students in the class, number of students who study geography and who study history, and there are some students who are not studying anything. Okay, that is not studying geography and history. This is the total information of 33 students. So this is the information of 33 students. Okay, see, right? So now the question is, one of the student in the class is picked at random. So basically, this is a question on probability. Find the probability that this student does not study geography, does not study history. So the number of students who are not studying geography as well as history. So how many students are there who are not studying geography and history? That is 5 students, which is outside these two. That is 5. So what is the probability? This will be 5 upon 33 because there are 33 students. Okay. Now, how many students studies geography and study history? That is, they are studying both. So how many students are there who are studying both? That is this part, intersection. That is 13 students. So what is the probability? This is 13 upon 33. I hope this point is also clear. Now the question is, two students who study history are picked at random. Who study history are picked at random. Find the probability that one student also studies geography. So, and one student does not study geography. So the question is, two students who study history. That means you are taking the students from this sample space. Okay, so that is how many students are there who study history? That is 30. This is 20. Okay. Now, among this, find the probability that one student also studies geography and one student does not study geography. So, what is the probability that among this one student is also studying geography? That is 13 by 20. Okay. Now, the other student is not studying the geography. That is 70. So, this is 70. Sorry, 7 by 20. That is the answer. So, let's see what is the correct answer. This is, you can see. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is 19 because we have already picked up one student. So this will be 19. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Why? What is this? This is basically what we are trying is, total how many students are there? Total 20 students are there. Correct? Who study history. Now among them, one student, the first student is not uh, studying geography, right? And the other is not studying the geography. Plus, it might be possible that the first student studies the history and the second student does not study the geography. Okay, so what is the answer? This is, you can say, 2 multiplied with 13 upon 12 20 into 7 upon 90. So this is 91. This is 91. So 91 upon 190. That is the answer. I hope this is clear. So what we are trying to do, I'll just explain it again. The question is, two students who study history are picked at random. Find the probability that one student also study geography and other one does not study geography. So first one studies geography and other is not studying the geography. Correct? Like this. Or it can be the first one is studying geography, is not studying geography, and the second one is studying the geography. Right? Now, this is, we are picking up the student from the student who study history. So how many students are there who study history? That is 20 students are there. So that is why we are saying this is corresponding to geography. How many are there? You can see these are corresponding to geography also. This is 13. So this is why 13 upon 20. Now, what is left? 7 students for his students who are not studying geography out of 19, because we have already picked up one. And similarly, this one. Okay, so that is the answer. That is 91 upon 90. 91 upon 190. So let's check the answer. This is equal to 91 upon 190 is the correct answer. Okay. So you have to, now in this question you have to simplify this. So what you can do is you have to just take the common factors. You can see In numerator, this is h into h plus 4. I can take h common. And here, this is simply the formula for, this is the identity a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b. So this is h plus 4 into h minus 4. So now h plus 4 is cancelled out. So what is the answer? This is h upon h minus 4. That is the answer for this question. Okay. Now the next one. Ahmed walks 2 kilometers at a speed of x kilometers per hour. He then walks a further of 3 kilometers at a speed of this x plus 1. Okay. The time taken to walk the 5 kilometers is 1 hour, 1 hour and 1.5, 1/4 hours. Okay. Show that this relation. Okay. So what is the time taken? Well, we know that speed is distance upon time. So what is time taken? Time taken is distance upon speed. So what is the time taken for 2 kilometers? So this is distance is 2 and speed is x. Correct? Plus what is the distance? What is the time taken for 3 kilometers? So this is 3 divided by the speed is x plus 1. And this should be equal to the total time taken. What is the total time taken? These many are. So this is, you can say this is 5 upon 4. 4 plus 1. That is converting into the fractions. Okay. So this is 5 by 4. Now we will just simplify this. Now how to simplify these fractions? You can see I can cross multiply. So this is 2x plus 1 plus 3x divided by x into x plus 1. This is equal to 5 upon. So you can further simplify this. This is 2x plus 2 plus 3x upon x into x plus 1 is equal to 5 by 4. So you can see now I can simplify this. So this is 2x and 3x will become 5x plus 2 divided by, this is x square plus x equal to 5 divided by 4. Now how will you simplify this? Multiply both sides with 4. So this will become 4 on this side and this will come on this side. X square plus x will cross multiply on this side. So this is 4 multiplied with 5x plus 2 and this is 5 multiplied with x square plus x. So now let's simplify this. This is 20x plus 8. Opening the brackets, this is 5x square plus 5x. Now let's arrange the term. This is 5x square subtracting 20x. This will become plus 5x minus 20x and this will become minus 8 equal to 0. Add subtracting 8 from both sides. So this is 5x square minus 15x minus 8 equal to 0. That is the answer for this. That is what first part is. You have to show that equation. So this part is done. So now let's take the next part. Find the value of x. Show that to show your working to the correct decimal place. So now you have to solve this equation. 5x square minus 15x minus 8. 5x square minus 15x minus 8. So now here you have to apply to solve this equation, you have to solve this using the quadratic formula because the answer will be in decimal square. So what is the value? We have ax square plus bx plus c. You can see a is equal to 5, b is minus 15 and c is minus 8, right? So what is x minus b plus minus b square? So the square of this is minus 15 square minus 4ac. A is 5 and c is negative 8 upon 2a. A is 3. This is the formula which you have to apply. So this is 15 plus minus. You can just check this. This is 225 plus. This is 160 upon. Now this you can easily do the calculation and you will find this is root. Okay. Just substitute the value. So I'll just give you the value of x. X will be a positive value. So we will have to use the positive value. You will find this is 3.6. This will be equal to 3 point. There will be two values. One value will be negative, but obviously x cannot be negative. So we'll take the positive value. So which is 3.46. This is 3.46 is the value of x. This is how you can solve this one. Next question. P is the point and Q is another point. Find the equation of perpendicular bisector of PQ. We have to find the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So let's say this is P and this is Q, whose points are coordinates are 8 comma 0 and 20 comma 6. You have to find the equation of perpendicular bisector. Now this is a standard, very standard question. Perpendicular bisector, that is bisecting, and it is perpendicular. You have to find the equation of this line. Now if you have to find the equation of this line, what is the midpoint? You can see this line is passing through the midpoint, and we know what is the midpoint: x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. x1 plus x2, that is addition of this is 28 by 2, that is 14, comma 6 plus 0, that is 6 by 2, that is 3. So the midpoint is 3, 14 comma 3. Now what is the gradient of this line? How will I find the gradient of this line? We know the gradient of PQ. How to write the gradient of PQ? You can say this is y2 minus y1. So we can say 6 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1. So which is 6 upon 12, which is equal to 1 by 2. Now the gradient of PQ is 1 by 2. So gradient of the required line will be minus 2. Negative reciprocal, because for perpendicular lines we know the product of slopes is equal to minus. So what is the equation of line? This is y minus 2x plus c, y equal to mx plus c. Now how will I find c? This line is passing through which point? 14 comma 3, this point. So 14 comma 3, that is 3 minus 2, 14 c, that is this is passing through 14 comma 3, so it will satisfy this equation. So now just solve this. This is 3 minus 28 plus c. So what is 3? C, this is equal to 31. So now what is the equation? This is y equal to minus 2x plus 31. That is the answer for this question. Now let's check the answer. Okay. So this is y equal to minus 2x plus 31 is correct answer. Okay. Now this is the question on differentiation. So the question is, you have a function y given to you and the differentiation of this is given to you. You have to find ABs. So now if you find the differentiation, we know x raised to n, differentiation is n x raised to n minus 1. So if you differentiate this, dy by dx will be equal to, a is just a constant, this is a, 11 x raised to 11 minus 1, that is 10, and this is 3, and b x raised to b minus, this is the form, right? So now if I compare, you can clearly see this should be equal to 45, 44, that is a into 11 should be equal to 44, because this is given that this is the differentiation, so they should be same. So what is a? A is equal to 4. You can see a is equal to 4. Now the second thing is, you can see this 3b should be equal to 18. So 3 into b should be equal to 18. So what is b? B will be equal to 18 by 3, that is 6. Now it is this value should be equal to c. So that means c is equal to b minus 1. So if c is equal to b minus 1 and b is 6, so what is the value of c? This is equal to 6 minus 1, which is 5. So what are the values of ABC? 4, 6, 5. 4, 6, 5 is the answer for this question. Okay, so this one is again a simple question, just on differentiation. Okay, simple differentiation question. Okay, next question. The question is, diagram shows the cube. Calculate the angle between the diagonal AP and base ABCD. So again, so see, if you have to find the angle between the diagonals, okay, angle between the diagonal AP. So this is the diagonal AP. You can see if I draw diagonal AP, this is the diagonal AP. So you have to find this angle. Which angle? This making with this base, that is ABCD. Okay. So if you have to calculate this angle, okay, Now, how can you calculate this? Now, this is a cube. So the sides are equal. You can see this side is, let's say, A. This side is also A. So I can easily find the length AC. What is the length AC? This will be equal to under root of A square plus A square, which is, you can see, under root of 2A square, which is, you can say, root 2 times A. Root 2A. Correct? Now, this is root 2A. AC is root 2A. Right? Now, you can see triangle APC. In triangle APC, this is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree. And you have to calculate this angle. This is just a theta. And this side will be A because this is cube. So I can say, what is tan theta? This is opposite side is A. Okay. And the adjacent side is root 2A. So what is root 2A? So this A in cancel. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is 1 by root 2. So what is theta? The angle. Tan inverse of 1 by root 2. And you can just check this value. You will find this is tan inverse of 1 by root 2, which is equal to 35.2, 35.3 degrees. That is the answer. So let's check this. This is 35.3 degrees is the correct answer. So I hope this is clear. So this completes the solutions of the paper 58042. Okay, code 42. I hope you have understood all the questions. If you understood everything, please do like the video and subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. Thank you. Bye.